definitely do include that. Trunks open up, they are completely different. What more can you complain about? The biggest difference between these two are the batteries, LFP batteries and CM. You can also use the V2L on the outside as well using that charger port on the front. And you have more storage underneath, hidden compartment. Welcome to CarSceneKorea. I introduce newly released Genesis, Hyundai and Kia cars. And as you saw from the thumbnail, the cars I have on my background today is 2025 Kia Ray EV and 2025 Hyundai INSTER, aka Casper Electric here in Korea. This car, I know you guys did not get it where you are because it was only sold here in Korea domestically. And as you can see, it's got the Kia emblem on it, and it actually is one of the best-selling car in its category, the micro car, if you are more familiar with the term K car from Japan. So these cars are in the category called Gyeongcha. Directly translating, it means a micro car. The benefits of these cars are just out of this world here in Korea. Not only are they tiny to easily maneuver around in cities and so forth, but you get crazy amount of government subsidy, 50% off of the public parking lot, also the expressway toll gate fees and everything. Well, the nitty-gritty thing, this Casper is not Gyeongcha anymore because it actually has extended wheelbase of 180 millimeters from the ICE Casper. In this video and so forth, I will call this INSTER and refer Casper as the ICE version of this car. So there is actually a specific dimensions, the width, the length, and the height put all together. So that is the reason behind the different looks of the Kia Ray versus Hyundai Casper. However, the benefit of the car being an EV is much more than having the benefit of being Gyeongcha. Therefore, we see right here, INSTER. For today's video, I actually debated whether I should come up with a comparison video or not. Well, number one, Kia Ray EV is only currently being sold here in Korea, whereas INSTER, well, currently is being sold in Korea and Europe, as you guys all know, right? So if you are looking for that interior, exterior, and the test drive of the INSTER and Kia Ray EV, I have it all on my channel, so feel free to check it out in the card above, especially with INSTER. Finally, the day has come where I get to test drive the INSTER. Well, but I decided to go with the comparison video first and foremost. Well, let's get started with this. Do you see that sliding door on the second row? The surprise does not stop there. It actually slides all the way up there, and the passenger door actually opens up 90 degrees far out this way, giving you this ridiculous amount of entrance in and out both the first row seat, the second row seats. So that being said, you can probably see that this car is meant to be a great city car, a daily driver and grocery getter, you name it. So that being said, it's actually missing a B pillar on the sides. Relatively, it is a bit unsafe on that end due to the nature being. I'm not going to lie, exaggerate and praise everything saying that it's the best of everything. There are a few sacrifices that Kia Ray had to make in order to get crazy amount of space this car provided, because the regulation when Kia Ray first rolled out, that's dating over a decade ago, regulation was not that harsh. Being said, that is one of the reasons why Kia Ray EV does not get a all new change or facelift for that matter. The architecture, the platform actually remains the same. So coming back on the left side, the driver's side, it is the good old doors, no sliding doors. So it's asymmetrical, as you can see. When you pop the trunk of Kia Ray, I will show you inserting the footage and compare that to this INSTER's trunk right here. You be the judge. The level and the way the trunks open up, they are completely different. I mean, INSTER got crazy amount of room inside, but it just does not even come close when comparing it to that of Kia Ray EV. This is the previous car key before the era of Hyundai logo emblem keys. So this is actually the same thing as my Veloster N key. If you know, you know. And once again, all the trunk, the inside storage and everything, I have it all on my channel, previous videos. Please do refer to that. I want to give you a quick side-by-side comparison with Kia Ray on this video. As you can see, there are a lot of pixelated lights here and there with INSTER, and that actually means an EV from Hyundai. You can also see that from this rear portion. It's also in the plastic part, but also the reverse light as well. Lovely, lovely touch. These will light up when you have the lights on and when you pop the trunk so that the oncoming traffic would know. Hands down, one of my favorite features of Hyundai cars. Definitely do include that when you have that option available on your cars. If you can only prevent one single accident from happening, you get all the money back. Turn signal right there. That is just the flicker you are seeing right over there. Of course, it's a solid light to human eyes. And watch when I pop the trunk, what happens right there. That's when the circular parts comes in handy. So that I actually got all mixed up. So this actually lights up when you pop the trunk, and this is just a reflector for the nighttime. That being the turn signal, and of course that is the reverse light. FYI, the trunk is not fully automated. Click, you feel the rubber, it gives you kind of kick just like that. So all you have to do, and then it will lock for the safety, all you have to do is simply lift it up and about up to this point. That's when the absorbers will come into play and lift it up, boost it up just like so. I am 175 centimeters tall, standing right next to Gyeongcha EV as you can see, and in between these two cars. What's your pick? Like when Gyeongcha EV first came out, the hype around the car was crazy, and when I also test drove the car myself, Gyeongcha and Hyundai Casper, I could not complain a thing because it was actually an upgrade in every single way you can possibly imagine when comparing it to that of Gyeongcha ICE internal combustion engine cars. It actually is regulated by the law that the engine has to be actually smaller than 1 liter, i.e. 999cc, and the car having NA naturally aspirated engine just never cut it. And that's actually the same case for this Casper as well. The car was offered with NA naturally aspirated engine and a turbo. When you had the turbo on, it was okay. It was okay for you to drive around. You could have a bit of shortage of power here and there, but you could live with that. But come naturally aspirated engine on these tiny cars with a tiny engine, tiny motor, it just didn't cut it. But come the era of EVs, all of that is gone. There is no shortage of power, instant torque from the motor, no transmission, i.e. providing more space inside the car because there's no motor and transmission. What more can you complain about? And the car is no longer bound with that category, the limitation of Gyeongcha, so it has extended wheelbase of 180 millimeters. And you might be questioning, that might not be all that much, but trust me, it is a huge difference. I mean, literally speaking, a wheelbase extension of 180 millimeters, you can actually feel the difference because that will most likely be converted into the second row room space. My colleague at Fully Charged Show, Jack, he is 188 centimeters tall and he has no issue whatsoever fitting inside the second row seat. You won't believe the level of inclination you can actually set and get on the second row seat as well. All of the complaints that I could possibly have with the previous ICE versions of these two cars, it's all eliminated come this electric models. I know not everyone's going to go through every single video of mine, so actually the biggest difference between these two are the batteries. Gyeongcha actually has LFP batteries, whereas INSTER actually has NCM. For that reason, INSTER actually has extended driving range for the obvious reason. Well, let me go check out the real world driving distance of this INSTER because that's what my video test drive is all about. Let me show you the interior of INSTER because I have to show you that, right? So let's go. What I'm talking about. I just do not get used to this. It is just ridiculous. Look at this. The amount of space I get on the second row seat on this tiny, tiny car. What have you done, INSTER? I can never ever get enough of this. So this is the second row seat tilted, pushed back all the way. Let me lock this one on the first angle. So that is the difference you get. And again, I actually have shown you and went over all this on my previous video. So hopefully you will also check that out as well. I definitely do want to put this car on the road and take this car to places, and of course check out the charging speed as well. I don't know, I feel like I want to go over and over with this INSTER, just cannot get enough. So that interactive pixelated lights we've seen from Ioniq 5, actually first with Ioniq 6, and was later applied on Ioniq 5 PE product enhancement model. And that's also the same case. The door catch you see right there, column type shifter, shift by wire. Right there, you can turn, rotate it to direction you want to go. And do not forget about the wireless charging pad in the middle. That V2L you see right at the bottom. A V2L inside a tiny INSTER. You can also use the V2L on the outside as well using that charger port on the front. That is just insane. So let's go check out the trunk space and also get that V2L. So this is one of those things with the light doors. You actually have to slam it just a little bit. It's not going to require you all that much of power, but keep in mind, bye-bye. All right, there, bye-bye. Open it up. And right there, so there is the V2L inside, and you have more storage underneath, hidden compartment. V2L, I'm not sure if this will come standard where you are, so it might be for an extra. However, it really is worth your money. Of course, the outlet will have the right outlet to your according charging outlet. Yank this guy down right there, so you'll see the power outlet. So this of course will be suited to your outlet in your country, just like that. In case you are curious, that is Ray ICE internal combustion engine model. Speaking of Ray did not change much in terms of the exterior size when comparing ICE to that of the EV, as you can see. And also view from the rear, just like that. That's the car I actually owned and drove, and that right there is Kia Ray ICE model in Casper. That actually is the NA, naturally aspirated model. How I know? The turbo actually has another inlet right next to the headlights. You guys see the differences, right? I don't know if you guys can tell that difference of 180 millimeters of the wheelbase differences. If it's not visible on the outside, it surely is noticeable inside of the INSTER. You know what? I actually want to also give you the rear view of this car too. The rear taillights are different. It does not have the pixelated lights. The way the trunk lights work actually is the same as INSTER, but it actually is just lighted up differently, of course. Not sure if I can actually get the same view with INSTER and Casper together slightly. So INSTER over there, Gyeongcha trio is actually all lined up here together. So Kia Morning, aka Picante, Kona Electric, the first generation. All right, so I guess that really is it for today, and I'll see you in the next video, next episode of this INSTER. See you over there. Bye-bye.